In this video, we are going to take you on a live hunt for Comet Lemon. Right now, we are going to play with some photons. I am Chad. This is the Easy Astro Images channel. So we are hooked up to our Seestar down in Texas right now. And it's pretty much as simple as it gets. Now, it is not completely dark out yet. We're about 16 minutes away from astronomical darkness. Comet Lemon has really made some interesting changes to its structure and its tail and everything. I actually did capture it the other night. We could take a look here at the album, but I actually formatted it. That's what I want to do real quick here is just format through my data so that way I don't have to worry about sifting through. I've already copied last night's data over to my share drive, so I don't have to worry about that. So we're simply just going to click on the actual stargazing, and we're just going to click on comets and solar system and Comet Lemon. It's at 14 degrees right now, so it's dropping pretty quick. It was literally at 30 degrees about an hour ago. So each night this thing is supposed to get just a little bit higher and a little bit higher. So I actually want to cancel this, because I need to change my exposure time to 10 seconds just so we can capture the best frames. Now we can go and do this again. So little things that you just got to do. Swan, of course, is really high, but Swan's just not looking cool right now. So let's see what we can get here on Lemon. So obviously it's super low, and it is, I believe, to... oh man, I can't remember if it's the northeast or the southeast. Obviously, it's found the comet, and we found that the best way to actually acquire the comet here with the Seestar is to just do the actual live stack. Now, I kind of want to move this down a little bit because... oh, wrong way. Go this way. I want to try to capture the tail a little bit better. So I think that looks good right there. So now all we're going to do is just click on live stack, and we're just going to let this run, and it's just going to keep on stacking 10-minute images for us and stuff. Now, while it's acquiring the comet, of course, the comet is going to move, and it's going to create a blur of the actual nucleus and everything else. But then we will take the images that it is saving through the live stack, and we will get rid of those. And that sucks that right there we immediately got photobombed. So I'm going to stop the live stack, and we're going to start it over because we don't want something like that right in the middle of our frame. This right here is actually what I captured the other night, and this is the live stack. Of course, everything is all blurry and everything, but we have the individual frames that we are going to be able to sift through to go ahead and stack. So getting photobombed isn't a big deal, but just to go ahead and show you, you know, here is all of the comet frames. That's the way everything looked. And while editing this video, I figured I would just go ahead and show you. This is 8 minutes in now, and you can see that, of course, everything is blurring, but I did do way better. I'm so glad I did this again because I got way more of the comet and got that tail going on right there. Makes me wish that I had an S30 down at Starfront as well when we first start. So we'll start that over. And really all you need that I've seen that people are doing is, you know, you can get like 10, 15, 20 minutes. Some people are doing this obviously longer. They're shooting with different filters and everything else. But, you know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, it's going to keep on dropping and getting darker. Man, look at that tail right off the bat. That looks awesome. That's literally 1/10 exposure. So tell me you wouldn't be happy with that. So you could probably let this stack for about 4 or 5 minutes and not even notice a whole lot of changes or differences. But, you know, we're not going to do that. We'll just let this run, and, oh, we're just getting photobombed left and right today. Holy cow, what is going on? That's all right. We'll just have to throw those frames out. That's just going to mess up the live stack. No biggie. And while you're enjoying this, if you want to, you can always just click on the whole little AI denoise and it'll just kind of like pretty up your image for you and all that kind of stuff while you're actually just observing the comet. I kind of click through like every couple minutes or so to see what things look like, and I mean, that looks pretty cool like already, right? Like we literally did nothing, just a minute worth of exposures. And that is how easy you can get your comet pictures with your Seestar. Of course, at Starfront, where you have nearly unlimited horizons that you can shoot from. Keeping in mind, this is only 14 degrees, maybe 13 degrees now above the horizon. So, and that was 1 minute and 20-second worth of exposures. You can click on here to see if any are getting dropped. None are getting dropped. It's just going to keep on live stacking this. And I'm just going to let that puppy run. I'm way more happier already with the way that this looks compared to what I shot the other night, because I'm totally getting all of that different tail distinguishing information. So I am going to let this baby run, and you are going to need to come back to the channel to see what kind of processing image that we get out of this comet. I just wanted to show you how quick and easy it is to image nearly anything from Starfront observatories. So we will talk to you guys later. Peace.